Guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some breaking Jets news. It came out like 9-10 minutes ago here, but along with Mike LaFleur, the Jets are also firing offensive line coach John Benton and wide receivers coach Miles Austin. When we look at this offensive line in 2022, it was a mess. And that could be, same thing could be said as when we look at the offense in totality, right? Quarterback play, I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole of why this offense was frankly anemic. But when we look at the offensive line, that was a big contributor, right? Inability to consistently pass protect, run blocking, a major issue, right? I felt like along with Mike LaFleur's play calling, the run blocking just never, the run game just never got going. Running backs, there's just no holes. It's a loss of one. It's a gain of one. It's a no gain. I felt like hardly every single time, especially towards the back half of the season. With Breece Hall, with the healthy bunch, with AVT, obviously it was a different story. But, the failures in the running game, the inconsistencies to pass protect, the regression of a couple of in the past, reliable players like George Fant, like Connor McGovern, both players, in my opinion, took a step back this season. We can look at Laken Tomlinson, arguably Joe Douglas's biggest free agent acquisition. One of the highest paid guards in football didn't really play like it. I still love Laken, right? I still think he could be a really good player. And look, in his defense, this offensive line was banged up. And when you are playing that interior position, like in his case, left guard, when you're always having new faces around you and guys are swapping in, guys are swapping out, guys are getting hurt, it's tough to settle into that role week after week after week. It's hard to find that consistency. So I don't want to write Laken Tomlinson off, boss signing, this and that. Not at all, right? I'm still giving Laken some time here. But I think when you just match those three things, veteran offensive linemen taking a step back, inconsistencies to pass protect, and really, I hate to be blunt, but failures in the running game with having talented young running backs in Bam Knight, Michael Carter, Breece Hall early, and James Robinson, who hardly suited up, hardly even played for the team. I think that was the final decision. But to me, this move says one thing: that the Jets are not married, Robert Saleh is not married to the West Coast Shanahan scheme. If he's willing to part ways with a veteran offensive line coach in John Benton and is dead set on running the same system, that makes no sense. I could understand maybe wanting to move on and you have another guy with a similar background. I get that. But the chances of that happening to me are pretty slim. I think Saleh is clearing house. Calabrese, I believe, was kept by this Jets staff. But I think Saleh's looking at this offensive room and basically it's just more assets that you can offer to a potential OC. Like, hey, we're not going to force a staff on you. You can bring who you want. We're open to change. I'm not, I know I came from Kyle Shanahan's, coaching tree, but I'm not married to it. I'm open to change it. Feel free to do whatever. So, if you're talking about a guy like Cliff Kingsbury or Frank Reich or whoever you want to throw out there, it makes sense, right? It makes sense to kind of have these openings. So now as a potential OC, you can say, I could bring my buddy here. I know a really good candidate for this spot. So I think at the end of the day, the New York Jets are just trying to clear spaces, clear house offensively, to make this job more appealing to potential OCs. And by the way, I keep seeing all these negative comments and whatnot about how bad, how unlikable this job is, right? Jets offensive coordinator. I completely disagree. That's going to be a video. I'm planning on doing that, whether maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, see how what's going on with work. But to me, that is completely, I get it, right, with the playoff mandate and this and that, but I have some real positive thing. Like, there's some real stuff that I love about this job, and I can't wait to go into detail with it. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and as always, go Jets.